Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Habibullah, and today I will be presenting the response time analysis non-schedulable for hospital real-time locating system. So for the abstract, with the increasing amount of data that is needed to be computed in order to deliver the data on time, schedulability analysis is introduced in order to calculate each and every task to determine whether the data can be delivered on time or not. Hospital real-time locating system is a system that reads from every sensor and the data is sent to the hospital computer in order to calculate the patient's mood. The problem arose when there are literal hundreds of patients being admitted to hospital every day, with hundreds number of patients, meaning that hundreds of the data needed to be sent, read and compute in a single processor, making a new problem to occur, which is called busy waiting. A scalability analysis is needed in order to calculate whether the data can be calculated and delivered on time in order to make sure that any error can be avoided. So for the overview, hospital real-time locating system is a program in which a bracelet is given to every patient that has been admitted in a hospital to read their data and compute the data to determine the mood of the patients. The system is introduced in order to avoid patients from getting overstressed, which can stunt their recovery process. The countless number of patients in a hospital also means that a countless number of data needed to be calculated in order to provide the correct readings of every patient. A scalability technique is needed in order to solve the problems. Busy waiting occurred in order to make the system able to share resources between data in order to compute it and make all of the data available, which in this case, the shared resources are the processor. Motivation. This paper was published in order to find the best scalability analysis tools to solve the scalability analysis problem for the hospital real-time locating system. Which the scalability analysis tools, the scalability of each task can be calculated in order to determine whether each and every task can be delivered on time. For the purpose of this paper, it is calculated so that we can determine that every task are not schedulable. Objective. The objective of this paper is to find the best scalability analysis tools by comparing several scalability analysis tools and determine the best scalability tools that can be used further in the process. The best scalability analysis tools can be determined and calculated the ability of each and every task whether it is a non-scalable task. Two research papers were selected to be analyzed and compared in order to find the very best scalability analysis technique that can determine whether each and every task is non-scalable. After comparing both of the papers, the best scalability analysis technique will be chosen and used further in the paper. So for the background, there are many ways that people have introduced in order to calculate scalability analysis. In order to perform a scalability analysis, the models needed for analysis must be defined. A design model is derived from these models and they are consistent with it. Because the design model may not be in the proper format, it is not always possible to simply annotate a copy. With the advancements era of technology nowadays, many people out there have invented their own tools in order to calculate the scalability analysis. In this part of the paper, 3 tools will compare and the best tools will be selected and will be used in order to calculate the scalability analysis of hospital real-time locating system. So this is the tools that we have been compared, which is cheddar, mice and times. So we will talk about the about, model and code, and then this can be read further. And this is the task, the list of tasks that will be used, which is the oxygemeter, ECG meter, GPS, mood sensor and mood result. And we also assign the period and worst case executing times and the RI. There are a total of 5 concurrent tasks that will be executed, which is oxygemeter, ECG meter, GPS, mood sensor and mood calculating result. There are timing parameter that has been assigned for each task, which is the period in milliseconds and worst case execution time also in milliseconds. The RI value can be calculated with formulas stated above. So this is the SA tools that we have been used. So after entering the data that we have assigned to each and every task, the tools has determined that the task is not schedulable. And we have compared between 2 research papers, which is the response time analysis for mixed criticality systems and best case response time analysis for improved scalability analysis of distributed real-time tasks. So basically we will compare about the equation, the priority and the scheduling policy, which is deadline monotonic for the first paper and the rate monotonic for the second paper. So for the first paper, the scheduling policy that has been used by them is rate monotonic scheduling, while the second paper used deadline monotonic scheduling policy. Both scheduling policy that has been introduced still return the non-schedulable result with the given value of each and every task. So the enhanced SA tools, daily monotonic and rate monotonic give the same results, which means that both papers, the schedulability will give non-schedulable for each and every task. So for the discussion, the value that has been assigned is really important in determining whether a set of tasks are schedulable or not. In this case, whether the scheduling policy is changed, the set of tasks are still not schedulable because the value of worst case executing time exceeds the period that has been assigned. For the conclusion, before assigning the value of period and also the widget, it must be calculated first to make the set of tasks schedulable. No matter what scheduling policy is used, the task is still not schedulable if the widget exceeds the period. The best scheduling policy can be changed if the set of tasks is schedulable, and it will make the widget reduce, thus making the system to be more reliable. I think that's all from me. Thank you.